Hey guys, welcome to another recap of Celebrity Apprentice. Last week, giant-headed Blago went home. So the men's team is down to 4 guys. So Selita got to deliver her check to Shine on Sierra Leone. That was really cool. And Sharon is not there this week because she is really sick. And Cyndi, she's also not going to be there for one of the days because she's got to go do something, hang out with President Obama. Whatever. So we find out that the company this week is Right Guard. They're going to be hawking the new Total Defense 5. In fact, they're going to have to make a 30-second and a 10-second commercial and give a presentation on it. So the PMs this week are Holly Robinson Peete and Curtis Stone. So they're going to be throwing them 2 former NBA players, Scottie Pippen and Clyde Drexler. They're going to have to put them in their commercials, I suppose, if they want. I mean, they'd probably be stupid not to. But first, Trump's going to have a little basketball contest. The first person who sinks a basket's going to get $10,000 for their PM's charity. So, like, almost everybody went, and then Maria steps up there in her high heels and finally gets it. Those players really sucked. I mean, come on. They were not that far away from the hoop. And Trumpy made it, like, right away. That was crazy. My husband was like, how many takes was that? I actually think it was on the first take. The women's team, they came up with their Funky Boy, Funky Godfather commercial. And it was kind of corny, but the executives pretty much told them the target audience here is the 12 to 18-year-old boy demographic. And the women were all like, oh, well, the mother is the one who buys the product. That's the one who the commercial should be for. But they told them point blank, no, don't do that. Target the young boys, not the mamas who buy it. Because the young boys are the ones that are going to be, like, begging the parents to buy it. So the ladies ended up with Scottie Pippen as their basketball celebrity. So the guys also meet with the executives, and they take away from the meeting that this shiz has got to be about high performance, so make it so. Alright, now we're in Bret world. It's a crazy place because Bret has to act out all of his ideas. And it's so freaking weird. He is really a piece of work. The guys end up with the other guy, Clyde Drexler, who just happens to be friends with Michael. So that was pretty cool. And Curtis, being a foreigner, didn't exactly know who he was. Don't feel bad, Curtis. I didn't know either. So Holly calls up the present Right Guard spokesperson and kind of runs, pitches the idea to him. And he was like, that's so funny. You should definitely win. And then Cyndi calls in from Washington, D.C., and she's like, I'm here. Oh, my God, there's like a big White House over there, and I'm pretty sure that's where President Obama is. This is so cool. Okay, goodbye, Cyndi. So Bret calls his daughter because he got a text, and he's basically going to be getting some bad news that his daughter's being tested for diabetes, and it pretty much looks like she's got it. They're just waiting for the official word on it. So when they got to the studios, the ladies had to start shooting right away because Scotty's got to get on a plane. And it seemed like everybody was working hard except for Selita, but in my opinion, Selita was working pretty hard too. She was keeping the talent happy. I mean, Scottie Pippen might have needed some ice in his Snapple. I don't know. The guys have to come up with a new idea because Bret said so. There's just not enough time to shoot their original idea because Bret's going to need like a 3-camera shoot and it's got to take like 2 days and they don't have any props and he would have thought there was an apartment set up when he got there, but it wasn't. So it's a kerfuffle. That's what Curtis Stone says. But it's back to the original plan because this is BS. So Cyndi calls in again and she's talking about the big P, puberty. And you know what? She really freaking hates Holly. That's for certain. So Bret's freaking out in the van the next day, and he just doesn't want his daughter to be a diabetic. No duh. Does anybody want that? You really need to suck it up, Bret, because if your daughter sees you falling apart like that, she's going to be freaking out. Who's the adult here? Grow up already. Stop going on these dating shows. All right, so it's time for the editing the next day, and Cyndi is returning, and she's finding out that Holly Robinson sang a little jingle on it, and she wants to double it, maybe even triple it, so it sounds like a little girl group, and then she decides that she's going to sing, she's going to overdub it and, double it that way. Which Holly really should have conceded to her and been like, okay, you are the musical artist. This is something that you can actually do. Don't be... don't have your nose up in the air, Holly Robinson Peete. You're no singer. It's all Cyndi Lauper. Come on, 30 years in the biz, please. Please. So it's time for the presentations. And I thought the guy's presentation was really good and interesting. I thought their commercial was pretty good too, but the execs were all like poker faces during it. And then the ladies' presentation, Holly Robinson let Cyndi do the presentation, and it was horrible. What was she thinking? Come on, Cyndi is not the person to be doing a presentation. She could barely put five words together to make a sentence. So the guys, though, from the right guard loved the 30-second commercial, but then when it came to the 10-second viral spot, they were like, this is just the other one cut down, which was really kind of cheap. So Michael Johnson goes to meet with Trump, and he's like, yo, Don, I gotta go because my son needs me. He's in trouble. Or whatever. I don't know. I can only imagine what's going on. But he's got to leave the show. He's got family issues. So it's time for the boardroom. And Trump is pretty disgusted that the celebrities are dropping like flies. I mean, Darryl, he needed his 20 hours of sleep a day. He had to go home. Sharon Osbourne is sick. What the hell is wrong with her getting sick? Doesn't she know she's not allowed to? And now Michael has to go be with his son. How dare they? Thank God he didn't know that this was going to happen when he signed up for the show. So Trump's also pissed that the ladies bagged out on their 10-second commercial. He was like, WTF. And Holly was even more pissed when Trump made Cyndi sing the jingle in front of her. She was so disgusted. It was hilarious. Okay, so the women lost because they targeted the women. And they didn't target who right guard wanted them to target, which was the 12 to 18-year-old little boy demographic. So, yeah, it's time to start throwing people under the bus. And Maria didn't waste any time when she threw Selita under the bus. And Holly wanted to bring Cyndi back. Cyndi was hardly even there. And when Cyndi was there, at least she was doing something. All right, her presentation sucked. But who told her to do the presentation? Holly Robinson Peete. You know, I'm all for the autism charity, but I just do not like Holly Robinson Pete's attitude. So she brought back Selita and Maria. And Cyndi, before they sent them out, almost spilled her guts on Holly Robinson Peete. But then at the last minute decided not to. And of course she wasn't going to bring back Summer Sanders because Summer Sanders has her head so far up Holly Robinson Pete's ass that she could see what she had for breakfast. Alright, so even though Holly Robinson screwed it up on multiple occasions, Trump ended up firing Selita. Nice move, Trump. Apparently you didn't watch the dailies. Alright, so next week, Trace Adkins returns. And they're going to be making over 2 country artists. You're not going to want to miss it. Till then, much love.